Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fireside Chats. Happy Thursday evening, or wherever it is where you are. Time zones, am I right? So,
yes.
On my channel, my name is Margaret. I'm a historical fiction and fantasy author, and I'm organizing this series of Fireside Chats to get lovely people, such as the ones to my right. I believe they're to my right. On the channel to talk about creativity and just do some little fun exercises to sort of fill the creative well. So I would like to ask my guests to introduce themselves as if the internet doesn't already know them, in whatever order you'd like.
Ladies first.
Starting this and we'll go down.
Seriously?
Yep, you first.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Tiffany, TLS Lifestyle and all the interwebs. I normally stream on Thursdays, so this is new. I'm like on somebody else's stream. But I do PJs and scribbles every other Thursday, and I do Saturday shorts every other Saturday. I am one half of Des Laurie. We write smexy love stories for your fireside nights. Yeah, just here hanging out. How you doing? Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in.
And hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Lee. I am an indie author. I have 2 books out right now. First 2 in a dark fantasy trilogy. Book 3 will be coming out in 2024. I stream on my channel every other Monday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. And eventually I'll be posting videos every Tuesday. So that's it for me.
And I'm Barrett Laurie. I'm coming back to the tubes. I'm coming back to the tubes. I've been gone a while.
Your voice is like, are you?
I know. It's like, are you back? I don't know.
I wasn't ready for that.
I am what did we decide? 6th of Author Tubers React with Des, Esther, Nia, Zara, me.
In the 6th?
Someone else. And it's going to come to me. Charlie. Oh, Lord, thank you. Author Tubers React, which is once a month over on the Other Vixen Fictions. I am 1/3 of a writer's room, which is here together in person. And I am karaoke with Margaret once a month, which is also fun. It's going to be Saturday, not tomorrow. So Saturday, 3:30 for the Brits. And then I'm going to start doing some live streaming again and some vlogging. And I'm a bulldog dad. Hi, me, Brightly. And then let's see. Oh, tonight we're doing an after dark pop-up. So if you're grown and you can handle adult humor, pop on over because I'm not monetized and anything goes.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for having us, Margaret.
Yeah.
We finally made it.
Yeah. You know what? You know what song I finally heard because of TikTok that you just made me think of? I don't have to explain myself to you. I'm a grown woman. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's right.
It's like a year old. So I'm just finally getting it thanks to TikTok.
Yeah, well.
That sounds
Are we all in?
Yes.
So we took the Getting Comfy by the Fireside real serious.
Yeah.
There's a fireside.
There is actually a fireplace right there.
Oh, literal. Well, that's extra. That's just extra. I love it. I do have a fireplace, but it's in storage right now because I don't need it. The place is on fire already. So
The world is burning.
The world is on fire.
I would also like you guys to give us your favorite word. So if you've been following along with the Fireside Chats, I ask every guest, and I forgot last night for the first time. I'm making all the mistakes just once. Last night was the first time I forgot. But asking every guest to give us a favorite word. And if after the live stream, you can remember the word for that long and drop it in a comment below, you're entered to win a bookish package from me. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember what my word was?
I remember mine. I don't remember what yours
Yes.
Oh.
I remember everybody's because I wrote it down.
I know mine.
Okay.
Okay. Go.
I know what it was. Yay.
Okay. What was yours, Tiffany?
Passion.
On brand.
You're welcome.
And then mine was whimsy.
Also on brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Serendipity.
Love it. And mine's actually got a similar sound to Barrett's. Mine today is Lepidopterus.
I'm sorry, what?
What does that mean?
Lepidopterus.
What? Give it again. Give us a vocab lesson.
A lepidopterist is a person who studies butterflies and moths. There's a mystery.
Oh, I thought it was a dinosaur for a minute. Right?
Butterflies. Thank you, Martha.
I love some butterflies.
Martha.
Wow.
Hi.
Oh, let's see.
I think they should get bonus points if they remember that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Writers After Dark on Barrett's channel. So down for that, says Jennifer. Nice. Also, cool gamer here.
Hi.
On.
I know.
Deirdre says, lol, I'm sorry, what? In unit. Really good. Yeah, great word, says Amy. Hey, Amy. I love
Hi.
Oh, is that how you spell it?
This
Lepidopterus?
By the way, I just wanted to say, did she see that starfish got banned in Florida?
Ooh, yes. So Barrett was watching 2 nights ago when Amy was on doing a wrap-up film, and she had starfish on the screen, which was amazing, and apparently banned in Florida. Because, like...
Banned in Florida. Happened today. So, boo.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
Esther is here. She says, you look so comfy. Yeah.
We are.
A little bit.
And wide awake.
Yes. So, as I said, leave a comment once the stream is finished, and you're entered to win a bookish swag pack, which I will make as extra as I can and send it to
Do we
you.
get to enter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave a comment after we're done with the live stream, and you can enter as well, for sure. Oh, Florida.
No, I won't remember.
I know,
I couldn't
right?
even remember mine.
All right, so you've got your words, and my questions. So the questions I had to just like warm us up and introduce the group, although this is for people on the replay since everyone here knows you and loves you already. How full is your creative well today, or how charged is your
I love the hysterical laughter.
There's a little maniacal. There's like an inch of maniacism. Maniacal there.
Maniacal laughter.
Everything's fine. We're all fine.
We're all behind. This right
Say
now
you-
is off to the slow start.
Maybe I should put the flames up early because we're already like flames.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah, how are you guys feeling? Like, it's 3 weeks in. It's almost the end of the 3rd week where I've been doing loads and loads of promotion for Fireside Chats, but not a lot of writing. But I have been getting a little bit in 15-minute increments when people want to do work in progress stuff. So that's moved the needle at least. So in terms of creative well, I think I'm probably around like 60%, which is okay for focusing on marketing for the month. So let me in on like where you guys are at the moment.
All right, so I'll go. So I'm waking up, but up until today, up until about an hour ago, I would say yes. It was about a 25%, but now that I'm feeling the energy of the crowd, which tends to happen, I'm ready to write a little bit tonight. So I pull my energy from my people. I'm feeling it come in. Tonight is going to be a good night. But no, I'm excited to be with everyone. These two give me good energy. Everybody in chat gives me good energy. Let's do this. My creative energy is now 150, and wait till karaoke when we bust out some classics, because we were talking about that way too late last night.
Right.
Yeah.
Esther laughed while eating a spoonful of Nutella. Be careful. Take care of yourself. Don't choke.
Me? I feel like up until today, I've been like at an 80%. Like I feel feeling really creative and inspired. Like I've been working on the 3rd book of my trilogy,
And it's good.
and then the TV show pilot challenge. So that's been really fun. And so yeah, I feel like I'm pretty full with my
Good.
day as well.
Yeah.
I like the up into the today
Yeah,
preference.
'cause-
Yeah.
Good point. Nice.
Yeah. I think my answer is twofold because I've been doing, the Des Laurie and my own personal stuff. So I would say I've been about an 80 to 85-ish as far as creative. the second half of that is that today now it's maybe like a 70-30 because 30% is like all types of tea. Like Arthur Tube tea, random backstage tea, actual tea. That.
So awesome. I just put this in. Says Laurie link to books. I just read my first one today, and it was the cutest Cinnamon Roll Hero.
Yay! Which one did you read?
Bookish, the first one.
Everybody loves Bookish.
Yeah, mean, you got me, and I'd already dropped a review, so woohoo!
Yay! That's our most fun fact.
Is it really?
Yeah, Bookish is our most reviewed book.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
So proud of them. They're killing it. And Morgan. Morgan came up with an idea for book 3 that's gonna.
No, don't make me talk about it.
We're not gonna talk about it. But it's good. It's so good.
Okay.
Just get ready.
You ready?
All right.
Yeah.
JC's gonna need therapy.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna Morgan in hiding afterwards. But yeah.
some sort of protective program necessary.
Yeah.
All right. So I popped in the notes. I sort of checked up on these guys earlier today in preparation for this, and I saw some things that I didn't know were there. So maybe check out the websites. You'll find stuff that you didn't know about, and learn some more about your friends on the interwebs, which is really fun. So yeah, it says creative. Well, you say what's that? Feel free to report what you're feeling as well. We're all in community here, so. Deidre asked about.
Deidre just had a book release or pre-order?
No, it's pre-order.
Pre-order just dropped.
Deidre's book is pre-order right now. Yes, her second one in the series too. So you can already go ahead and get the first one right now. Go to her website.
Nice.
This
is for Barrett. Might it be worth inviting the young lady Starfish?
Hey. That's how I knew about it, Martha. She reached out to me to ask if I'd have her back on to talk about it. So that's why I found out.
Come back to the cute video.
Yeah. So that's likely to happen.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yes, Nia.
Yes. How can you, what do you mean? Do you hear her? Can you we can barely hear over her, Nia.
Loving the bulldog ambiance sounds.
Yes. Sorry, y'all.
All right. Yes, Does the Right Books Give Me Life, she says. Awesome. Esther's at 50%. Yeah, she had to people, which is draining. Yep. Nia says, I work today, so I need to muster some writing energy. Good. Put it all in the mix. Put it all in the cauldron, and we'll tackle it all away. Yes. Deidre says, look at you guys giving me all the free promo. I love y'all.
We love you.
Cool. All right. So we know where we are. We're going to boost each other up. We're going to have some flash fiction time. And then I'm going to hopefully fit in one more question at the end because it's a good one and I don't want to miss it, but we might go over on time. So what I figured we would do for flash fiction is pick a genre that someone in this group writes and try to write something in 5 minutes. So a very flash fiction.
5 minutes. That's all we get.
So very short.
Oh, Tiffany, you could write 10,000 words in an hour. What are you talking about? You'll get it done. You will get it done. I promise.
I want to know when I wrote 10,000 words in an hour.
You always impress me with your word counts. You can do it. I promise. You got this.
Okay.
And flash can be what? What is the lowest? 200 words? Before it's micro flash? I love that we look at Morgan. Morgan, what's the...
Yeah. Where's Laura? We need Laura.
Right, where is Laura? Laura's enjoying herself in Chicago.
She's probably doing flash fiction.
Yeah, she actually probably is.
Okay, so the first round is contemporary romance.
Oh! I need my phone. I'm gonna write on my phone.
All right. So, and this is in honor of Amy, who's on 2 weeks ago. I found this on Readsy. The prompt is write about somebody looking for love on a reality TV show. I'll pop that in the.
Oh, that's the show I want to write.
Really? Me too.
We have to pick a show?
No.
Oh.
I was just thinking of a show.
Oh.
I'm gonna put this under Fireside.
All right, wait. Oh, I know why we're not seeing the
show prompt.
Because Amy
Hold
was
on.
talking about Love is Blind and the series she has done.
That's the show.
I
love that show.
to book
Okay,
it.
so we're writing
Really good
about
space.
Right.
Okay, someone looking for love in reality TV.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, when do we start?
Now.
Okay.
Now?
Yep.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
That could be a new show.
Bloody hell?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Okay, muting. See you in 4.5 minutes.
Already messed up.
we're at 21. How do we do?
Oh, is it over?
Yep, that's the first round. Pencils
Wait, do we have more rounds? Do we have more rounds with the same story?
Nope. You have to save
No?
it for later. I mean, you can make it change with the genre, but yeah. Just
Okay,
a
hold on.
speed rabble is all we're looking for.
Wow. Okay, that was painful, Margaret.
You can pass.
That wasn't a,
You can share what you
no.
want, and whatever comes up is fine.
That
So,
wasn't a story. That was like.
First of all,
Okay, wait.
who writes contemporary romance in the room?
Who writes contemporary romance in the room?
Oh.
I know where they're going. Yeah.
So
Okay,
be sure to
does
check
that
out.
mean I need to share mine?
Channel. Subscribe. Oh, if you want, you can go first. I just looking for the opportunity to tell people to subscribe to your channel.
Oh, yeah, do that. That would be great.
Yeah, you can go first if you like.
Okay. Okay. I stood in a room staring at the pictures of the 4 men. Each took up residence in my heart, but there was one I already knew would get my last rose. The question now was who I wanted to spend more time with, and who this would hurt the least. The television crew stood around me, each of their faces hidden behind masks, cameras, and lights. They knew as well as I did who would go home, or who I would be going home with. But we all had contracts to fulfill. Why did I sign up for this? I wiped at the small tear I forced out of my eye. To the world, it would look like I was torn up by this decision, that I was brokenhearted over sending someone home. Honestly, the only thing that broke my heart was not being able to tell the man I was falling in love with it was him. I had to keep up the facade. I had to make it look real. And that's as far as I got.
Oh, wow.
So good.
She's like, I started a whole story arc. That's all I got.
Now.
Mine's bad. Mine's too rough. I can buffer it with some. Okay,
Yep.
I'll go next so I can buffer that with. So mine will be horrible, and then that'll make. Yeah, I know we should not have led with. Okay.
Everyone
All
just
right,
start with their genre. So there you go.
All right. So are we ready? Okay.
It's a fantasy, let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay. So mine is. What do you mean he doesn't want to go on another date with me? I know garlic bread was a bad idea, but the producers plied me with booze and I needed to sober up. Sarah slumped down in her seat and suddenly felt the weight of everything she had sacrificed to get to this point. Was this it? Was she out? Had she fought with her mother for months about looking for love on reality TV only to end up out after the first week? It wasn't the garlic bread, Tom said softly in that tone that was meant to calm her. Well, what was it then? It was the dress, wasn't it? You were right. I went too conservative when I should have given him full naughty librarian, Sarah said, feeling their stomach begin to catch up with all of her thoughts. I doubt it was the dress. Remember, this is all just a series of tests. For all we know, he doesn't like brunettes or someone with advanced degrees. Oh God, you didn't tell him about your student loans, did you? I don't think so. And how is it a series of tests if I fail out the first one? I know I should have slipped him some tongue. It felt weird kissing in front of a bunch of strangers with a camera and a boom in my face. And that's what I ran out of time.
Nice. You got it.
Okay, now I don't know how to make this small. Hang on, friends.
Esther
wow,
says
that's
rom-com is Barrett's jam. So yeah, there you go.
Please.
Woohoo, Barrett Laurie.
Okay, Morgan.
Oh gosh, this is stupid. Okay.
No,
Okay,
it's not
It's
stupid.
great. Gabrielle stood in the room with about 30 other women. She never thought she would be somewhere like this. It was stupid. She was probably about to throw her whole life away, and getting married without ever seeing someone had to be the craziest thing she had ever done. Someone nudged her on the shoulder and told her to go forward. She was next in line. She shook herself and walked up to the matchmaker and sat down in the chair. He held out his hand for her survey, and she handed him the envelope. It had been impossible to fill this out. Her standards were too high for this. But this seemed like her last chance. She had been on so many dates before, and the last one tried to get her in bed before the appetizers were served. It was too much. And what did she have to lose? Nothing except maybe her dignity.
Nice.
Love it.
Reality
Nice.
shows in a nutshell. There you go.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Nailed it, Morgan. Nailed it.
And
I
then the
mean,
appetite.
sorry, Amy. Maybe not for some. All right. And then mine feels much shorter than your guys's, but that's okay. So Giselle stood backstage awaiting her turn as contestant, her guts twisting with regret. She really hoped her first appearance wouldn't be throwing up on stage. Psst, she heard and looked to the side where a cameraman held something out to her. Ginger for an upset stomach. You'll do fine. She took the small lozenge and forgot to unwrap it, arrested by his rakish grin. He gestured at it. 3 minutes, you better pop it in. Oh, thanks. Yes. Head in the game, she told herself, but all she could think of for the next 2 weeks was his smoky, kind eyes. She was voted off first, but strangely didn't regret that at all. So mine had a happy ending.
That was giving me Barbie vibes. Like that was giving me some like.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either,
I haven't either.
Okay.
but I wanna. Yeah.
All right, so for the next one, round 2. We ready for round 2?
I don't know. Is it dark
Oh,
fantasy?
there's more? Okay.
Oh my gosh. Come on, guys. Stamina, creative batteries. So this one is historical. Write a story there we go. Write a story that starts by establishing its setting in a different time period without explicitly stating what that period is. This is from Reedsy. So let me.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Let me ask someone to explain it to me like I'm.
So basically, you can't say the date, but you have to like give the clues to where it is.
Tiffany goes, tell me you're gay without telling me you're gay historically. Okay.
There we go. Okay,
Got
so
it. I got it.
3,
Perfect sense.
5. Pop this puppy up here. You ready?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Time. But
Was already started?
No, not yet. You've got 30
Oh.
seconds.
Okay. Saying it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mute myself. Yes, Esther is right. You need a longer version of all of these. Okay, now mute it.
I'm like, what is history? Oh, this is hard. I better mute myself so I can.
All right, it's 35.
Well, thank goodness that didn't come fast enough. All right, ladies, how did you do?
You were in the chat. Okay, so first of all, I didn't go into this at the beginning. So who writes historical here?
Margaret.
So
Margaret, thank God someone here has some talent.
Oh.
all right, so I'm gonna read mine first, just as a way to get that out of the way.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, are you kidding? She reads historical. All of ours is gonna sound crazy after hers.
I have one sentence.
Me too.
So does Morgan. So
I do at least have
Come
one.
on. You asked an entire story in how long? And it can just be a
5
scene.
minutes.
Responding to the prompt in 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all you get. So whatever you come up with, the start of an idea.
And Eva, do you know how hard it is to Google something historical and write about it in 5 minutes?
Okay, so you can guess what I had to Google. So here's mine. The dust on the ballroom floor was all that remained of the most magical night Esther had ever experienced, her coming out ball. Reviving a very old tradition, Papa had paid an artist to chalk the floor in a beautiful floral design. Esther would have died of mortification if she'd slipped and fallen, and she was glad her father had thought of a subtle way of giving her a confidence boost, as she'd never been the most graceful dancer. But all the new fashions she'd seen, and the music, the Strauss waltzes new from Austria, were so dreamy.
Okay, are we to guess the period?
No, well, sure, you guess the period. But you guess what I had to Google. What's that?
Strauss.
Yeah, I had to Google Strauss. I put Beethoven, and then I was like, no, he's 20 years too early. Shit. So I changed it to Strauss and a waltz. Yeah.
Yes, Esther, you heard your name. You got a character named after you.
Yes. Oh, Maggie, I'm putting the prompts in the scrollers as we're going to each round. So yeah, I'll do that for the start of one. Yes,
Okay.
that's her name. Who wants to go next?
Who wants to go next, ladies? Now, not all at once. Me? Okay. All right, here we go. Now, everybody sit back. This one's long. All right. Having the right to vote would be nice, said Kitty Marion.
That's amazing. I feel like that's all he's got.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Martha asks, are the prompts tailored to the guests, or is it an out-of-the-hat kind of thing? Well, Martha, I did this so that every round would be someone's genre. So I'm pointing it out. I'm giving the prompt, and then I'm saying who does that genre, and then they're raising their hand, and we're subscribing to them, and then reading it out. So hopefully that will become
So subscribe to Margaret.
Yeah.
Yes.
The button is very cute.
It's just the waltz, just the Strauss part that I had to Google. Yeah.
Well, good luck Googling for Jet.
Right to vote. Is that what Ava's guessing? 1953? No. It's like 1840. Right to vote for women. Well, it would depend on where, because people got the vote in different places at different times. So it could be 1850, could be 1900.
Let's find out who Kitty Marion is, because that's who we Googled. Well, that's when she was born.
I know.
Oh. So, do we know? Because I don't. So, anyone who wants to guess.
That's all we know.
My other line before that was going to be history. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So.
Okay. All right. Next.
I mean, Morgan.
Oh, Paget got it. 1919. Way to go. Or 1602. I wish.
All right. The sun beat down on my head, causing what I'm sure it was a blistering heat rash that would plague me for days. But I had to keep working.
I mean, do you want to
labor laws. I'm getting no labor laws from that. So, like, pre-1920s, 1930s.
I think it's a little older than that. Like,
for some reason, like Hebrew slaves came into my mind, so I was
so
gonna
more
write
like
something like that. But then
okay, biblical, got it. Well, I said pre, so like there's a whole lot. We needed another clue to be able to narrow it down.
Yeah, that works. Nailed it, Morgan, nailed it.
I just looked over. Tiffany's is longer.
Tiff's got it.
Okay. The sound of bombs falling shook the air. I curled into myself in the side of the shelter, an arm snug around me. I didn't know this arm. Tears rolled down my face. None of this made sense. When I laid down, the plane above me was not a warbird. It's okay, Jill. The voice beside me spoke into my ear. The air raid will be over soon. Air raid? Where the hell was I? I wiggled. I can't even look at y'all.
She wrote all that?
I wiggled to the side, trying to move away. I don't belong here.
You wrote all that?
Yeah.
While we were talking?
Think of a time period.
Right. We were like Googling
What's
what a
the point
separate
in history? I
You
don't
gave
know.
us names. And wrote all that. That's beautiful. That was beautiful. So when was that? Like 1940 something?
Yeah, that was my goal.
Okay.
1940s.
Oh, bless y'all. That bless.
Okay, but
Historical.
I did have a my cousin loves 1940s, like World War II. Like I have a ridiculous amount of World War II history in my head.
Morgan and I have never met a history book we like.
Yes.
No, not historical fiction, Margaret. Not what I said. A history manual
History book. Okay.
or a class or a textbook. Did my husband come in?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Ricky.
Yeah. Where?
I saw the door
Because
open.
I think he left to take Briley.
Oh, he's got Briley out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry,
Oh,
distracting.
nice. Oh,
I know.
We got Mama Maggie walking through the ashes of the marketplace. Lee leaned against the blackened wall in the shadow of the Colosseum. Everyone she knew was dead. So when a stoic soldier walked toward her, we have the second part. She returned to the ruins of the pottery shop and pretended to look for shards. No one knew who or what she was. No one knew she was a slave and a Christ believer. She claimed to be the daughter of a crafting family and a free citizen. See, my biblical times history is not very good, but
Wow. Oh,
That's not.
but time of Christ, so maybe like 1st century AD.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eva's got one too. I see.
Yep. And I see Eva's first
Oh,
one.
Eva, go. By the way, Eva, how was first day?
Tom
We're
and I
thinking about it.
pull up for the old wood stove every Saturday. Daddy used to ask us why we didn't get it done through the week. Mom said milking the cows and tending the horses was enough, along with school. Little did either know we did the coal on Saturday because then Daddy would leave us alone and yell at someone else. All right,
Well, what do we think? Turn of the
coal,
century?
school.
Turn of the century America?
I think that's right. Yeah, I'd say like 1900.
Yeah.
That's like more 18.
Yeah.
What do you,
Like
1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, Eva?
Like Dust Bowl.
Like
time?
Dust Bowl. Yeah. Wait, when was Mice and Men?
1930s.
Oh, well, that's
Okay,
later.
So maybe that's what it's
Thank goodness we have Margaret. How would we know any of this?
We Dust Bowl.
Did you? Okay.
All right, so Rule of Nero and the Burning of Rome. I think that's a clue, but that still doesn't help. Maggie.
1952.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, 1952, rural Iowa. Okay, Eva,
Okay.
go on.
Look at you.
And then Anita's.
In that time frame, though, that if you ever Google old Life magazine covers, gorgeous picture.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Anita says she didn't like this new London fashion at all high-waisted muslin and flowing skirt that hid most of her curves. How is she to land a husband at her coming out ball?
Very nice.
nailed it,
So
Anita.
that's what, 1800s? 18.
Yeah,
1840s,
mid 1800s, maybe. I don't know the fashion well
She was
enough.
excited about the ball, even if she wished she was still in the countryside. Many an eligible gentleman would be there, and some new dandy called. What was the name? Oh, yes, Beau Brummel. Oh, it's Regency romance!
Oh,
So, yeah, so like 1815-ish.
Great.
that is a good name.
I'm
You and me both, Deirdre.
trying not to miss the stories here.
What happened?
Deirdre goes,
Sorry,
y'all did well. I came to historical to save my life. I'm like, yeah, me either.
All right, so Eva, yeah, you guys found this before me, 1952, and then Maggie's guess
1880s. Okay.
1880s. Yeah, well, Idaho. First day was so great, says Eva. And Hazelnut says, I have no idea what's happening. So thank you, Hazelnut, for flagging that. If you're just coming on, what we're doing is really lightning rounds of flash fiction. And we're doing one for each genre that we all write in to give everyone a chance to shine. So it's just like some fun way to charge creative batteries tonight. during the Fireside Chat. Y'all did so well, says Deidre. Can't write historical to save my life. Well, yeah, that would be me in horror. So, you know. Let's see. Paget. Oh, Paget's got one. Oh no, Ron the Raptor said, scrolling through his iPhone in a frenzy. A whoosh of flame snatched it from his hands before he could open the calendar. Was that today? That sounds like the future. Okay, yeah. All right, and let me just catch up. Yeah, Paget Farmer, I want to meet some new dandy. Me too. Sounds fun.
I can handle that.
Oh, it's based off a moment of Eva's mother's life.
Oh.
Yeah, what this thing is sometimes doesn't match most of historical guidelines due to rural and poverty. I just read something about that where someone was talking about gaslight in the 20th century because it was a northern town that like was behind everybody. So yeah, I love that. All righty. Okay, so next. Are we ready? What's Barrett doing?
Sorry, I'm just talking to Ricky real quick. I'm back.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Again?
This is
we got 2 more genres. We've got Morgan and me.
Yeah.
Buckle.
I have to write a kid?
No, I didn't do kid. I did adult.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah. And you're welcome. I didn't do non-fictional, but that would have been easy. I'm tired.
This is the other thing that I put up. So for each genre, I'm directing you to buy a book from the person who writes in that genre. So this is Des LeRay's books that I can personally recommend after today. Awesome. And I've got link to historical. This is going to be mine on Bookshop. So in case you're unaware and this is new to you, The Keening is the first in a trilogy. You can find it on Bookshop.
Oh, good.
The next round. Are we ready? It's
Yes. Is it Morgan? Is it me? Is it Morgan? Is it me?
Dark Fantasy.
I'm
gonna suck on this one so hard.
Okay, so this prompt comes
I have to know what dark fantasy is.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick. Dark fantasy definition, Morgan.
Dark fantasy is a mix of horror and fantasy, so it's more darker, grim, not as hopeful elements, good and evil, blurry, that type of dark, kind of sinister vibe.
Sounds like dating in my 20s.
Are we good?
Yeah, make it dark, make it gruesome, make it like visceral.
I don't know how to not kidnap.
Kidnapping is good. Kidnapping is always good in the clutch.
For the room, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to do something that's not too happy.
Who writes dark fantasy? Morgan. So we're gonna put
Morgan Lee. Subscribe.
Yes. So the prompt is: a mercenary angel exits retirement to save a kingdom from evil spirits.
Oh yes, that's easy.
What?
Okay, say it one more time. Oh wait, let me move this.
Sorry, guys. A mercenary angel exits retirement to save a kingdom from evil spirits. You get 5 minutes.
Mercenary angel exits retirement to save a kingdom from evil spirits.
Margaret, can I curse on your channel?
Yeah. No skin off my nose.
Alrighty. Are we starting?
Yep.
Okay. We muted?
No. Do you want me muted or you want to just talk trash?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll mute myself.
Great.
What's a mercenary angel?
Yeah.
An angel with a credit card.
Okay. Nice.
I've misspelled everything on this sheet. Spelling is not my friend. Okra? Okra? No, what?
Ogre.
Ogre, O-G-R-E. Childless ogre. Whatever you do. Xavier? Oh, I can't hear. I'm deaf, I think. Cinched? Like a waist? Oh, cinched. S-I-N-G-E-D. No, singed. And singed isn't a word.
And that is time. Oh,
I need to
what?
Well, I'm gonna get dark, but only have 5 minutes.
Okay. Morgan Lee, you're up.
Morgan Lee, do it.
If you want a couple more seconds, I'll drop the link to buy your book because I've got that ready.
Yeah, drop it. Two books. Book 1, book 2, working on book 3.
Yeah.
Look at all. Look at all.
That's showing our age right there.
I know.
Also at Bookshop because we love the indie bookstores. There we go.
Mine's really, really mean.
Yes.
Ooh, look at you. She's got a bunch, guys.
That's not my much. Okay. We need you. Gaelic stood at the window with his back turned to the young Fae. He didn't want to hear what he had to say. He had spent the majority of his eternity helping humans, a race of ungrateful, murderous monsters who only destroyed everything they touched. No good came from them. It was all he could do to stay out of human affairs. I'm retired, said Gaelic finally, shoving another dagger into the chest of the unicorn strung up and bleeding before him. He knelt down and adjusted the bucket to catch the unicorn's golden blood. This much would fetch him a lot at the council. Maybe he could use it to build him a fortress where nobody could find him. The young Fae ran up to him, grabbing him by the shoulder. This is your life's work. The spirits have invaded the kingdom and they are killing and destroying everything in sight, even some of the angels, your own kind. Surely that must mean something to you. That's it.
Okay, can we just pause for how Morgan goes, well, I didn't have time to make it very dark. You killed a unicorn.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Yep.
You know, we're all fine. We're sleeping here with Morgan tonight, but we'll live.
But check on us tomorrow. We're a unicorn.
Morgan is a natural.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Tiff, are you
Oh, I can do mine.
next?
Mine's a little gruesome. gruesome and maybe there might be some colorful language. Okay. I don't know if I got into the kingdom thing, but okay. Where the hell is the goal? I towered over the cowering figure beneath me. I hated this shit. I hated the dark smell of human flesh as it rotted to fire and ash. If murdering this man was the only way I could find the ogre I had been hired to retrieve, then he had to burn. I don't know. A long ream of liquid spewed from his mouth. Loud yells and sizzling skin overshadowed the words. Fuck you. I lowered my dark face to his. The coal of my breath singed his brows. That's as far as I get.
That's dark. That's good.
Yeah, concur. Yeah. Concur. That's good. Okay. Margaret, why don't you go first so I don't disappoint?
Mine's not dark at all. I tried, but I didn't get there, so it's just more fantasy. I thought you had this. Start over. I thought you'd have this covered by now, Cadafel said with a sidelong glance in his fellow angel's direction. Gabriel might have wanted to growl, but his face stayed in those perfectly radiant lines, unable to express disdain or other petty emotions. We need you, Cad, he said, insistent. The fate of the world. Yes, he interrupted. But what about the fate of me? I don't like living in this tiny closet of an apartment with a view of bricks. If I fend off the new evil, will he grant me a Dakota Park view? Gabriel paused, checking internally. Yes. Well, what are we waiting for? His sword blazed green.
That's good. Okay, so what's the next prompt? Just kidding. All right. Okay. These fuckers pulled me out of retirement for this? Seriously? Of course. They're being overrun by the demons of war, and you're the best equipped to stop them. I mean, what does an angel even do in retirement? Sit on a beach and suck down 50 Mai Tais before lunch. Why am I justifying my time? You better tell her she owes me big time for this, because this is going to wreck my whole buzz. Davina replied coolly. Whatever you do, make sure there are no more casualties in this. Oops, that's not right. In the kingdom. Davina knew she could save the. Oh, we locked him out. We'll be right there.
No, that was me.
Oh. Davina knew she could save the kingdom without any other innocents dying. She just wasn't so sure that she would have as much fun. She just wasn't so sure that would be as much fun as a bloodbath. We'll see. I'm sort of in a burn the whole damn thing to the ground sort of mood. Well, retirement hasn't increased your chill, I see. I never had any chill to begin with. God knew that before she pulled me out of retirement.
Nice. Yeah, so Esther clocked the first F-bomb and we're frantically running to the second, third, fourth. It's awesome. Jordan Mahoney's here. He said, Morgan Lee, you should be a voice actor or something because I held on to your every word when you were reading that. It's awesome compliment.
Yeah, look at you.
Mama Maggie's got one. Standing in front of the statue of Michael, Brother Seth's hands shook as he read the parchment. No, I did my tour of duty. 40 centuries, and I cut off my wings and horns for a mortal life of piety. The statue stared, unmoved by his plea. I am human, 39 years human. On the next Ascension Day, I get to die and return to the choir. Oh, man. The parchment burst into flames, and the brown-robed monk screamed as horns grew, hands became talons, and the wings tore free. Michael put his marble hand on the fallen one's shoulder. Save the city from legion, and he will return you to the monastery for your 40 years of prayers and penitence to begin again, Zethiel. That's good.
That is good.
Yeah, I like it. Eva is scurrying off for the bedtime routine. Thanks for being here for a bit.
Oh, night, friend. We love you.
Flaming sword streaking trails across the sky behind her. Arazel flew down to complete her assignment with fury in her heart. At last she had found him, the Malachi, the blight on the kingdom she swore an oath to destroy. With one slash of her twin sword, she blazed searing angelic fire across the city, scouring mortal and evil spirits alike. Then she returned to the king for payment. I like this. We have angels.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Oh, man, that's good.
How many good stories. Y'all are good. Y'all should be writers.
That's why we're here. Yay. Okay, last one. The last round. We're ready for It's Gonna Be a Thriller. Do, 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 do. Who's left? Who's left? Who is very excited about thrillers?
It's me.
Yay. It's Barrett. It's Barrett. Go subscribe to Barrett because he's going to have Lisa Phipps on and she's going to help him make a kick-ass return, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably return before I get that together, but yes.
All right.
How much time or when do we have to come back? What time?
Hold on. I'm going to get all my
wait, you have to give us a prompt. We don't have a prompt. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I got ahead of myself.
This one is from killerthrillers.net.
Ooh.
Oh. I'm going to put it in the banner, not in the comments. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. I see you smiling. Here we go. Oh, I need the time. Okay, so 6:01. You guys are okay with going over, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
7:07. Okay.
So when we come back, because I dipped out to make tacos.
Dinner. Nice. Tacos and delirium. So for Barrett, for a lovely Barrett, you are a journalist studying the country's worst serial killers. Every time you finish interviewing one, you struggle with agreeing with their views. This is the thriller prompt. And yep, we got 5 minutes, so start your engines.
Is that the country's worst killers?
Hang on, do you interviewing one you struggle with agreeing with their views?
So it's a journalist who starts agreeing with the serial killers they're interviewing. And I'm
Are you agreeing with the views or are you disagreeing? You do agree. You don't agree. Well, the thriller, so this sounds like, I feel like you would agree. I'm lost. Okay.
time.
Say what?
It is 7 minutes after. So journalists.
Okay, prompt one more time, Margaret, was...
You're a journalist. It doesn't have to be first person, but you're a journalist studying the country's worst serial killers. Every time you finish interviewing one, you struggle with agreeing with their views. I turned it into third person. So, Barrett,
Gotcha.
You want first?
Sure, I'll go first. This isn't great, but here we go. So we need to know the names of the sources for your story. We can't just go to print without someone checking the veracity of them, Daria said. It sounds as if you're questioning my integrity. Is that what's happening here? Daria leaned back in her chair. In all her years as the editor of the Columbus Post-Dispatch, she had never had to question one of her reporters about whether they had actually interviewed a subject. But this was different. The police weren't able to provide any corroborating police reports about the murders described. The stories only matched missing persons filed across the U.S. It didn't help that those also seemed to pop up in towns that Ned had worked in. Really. Ned took a deep breath before replying. I can get you one name, but everyone else is on deep background. Is that because they haven't been caught? They are murderers, Ned. Ned's smile curled upward. Or maybe they're misunderstood. Maybe they are simply telling us their stories because they were misunderstood. Is it murder, vengeance, self-defense? Read the piece and then decide. And do you expect me to believe you cultivated these sources over the years in each city you worked in? Does it not seem odd that you buddy up with murderers in every city? That's it.
That's good. Yeah, I like that twist.
Okay. Yeah, not Ned, I know, right?
What's Ned? What's that about?
Oh, because Tiffany.
Because I wanted to name a character Ned, and apparently Ned cannot be
In a romance novel.
The love interest in a romance novel. The
name
doesn't work.
Does anyone want to bang a Ned?
Pretty much that's what I was told. You wait until I finish my Ned, everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have
everyone's
Ned. Image of Ned Flanders. That's what you're working against, I think.
That's exactly what I said, Margaret.
Show me that.
He's the most famous one. So
we're gonna work around it.
Okay. Anyone want to go next?
I will go first so that I can go cook. Okay. I don't know if I understood the assignment, but I like what I wrote. Okay. The fence closed behind me. I turned to look at the stone building. Each time I walked in, it felt like my soul was on display. Each killer I talked to reflected my inner self, my darkest despair. I would not do it. Not fighting so long.
I can't hear.
I hear you.
Oh, okay. Hello. Okay. The fence closed behind me. I turned to look at the stone building. Each time I walked in, it felt like my soul was on display. Each killer I talked to, a reflection of my inner thoughts, my darkest desires. Anger filled me. I would not give in, not after fighting so long and hard to keep the impulses buried. I would not end up spending my days in a stone building behind the fence I stood in front of. I turned for my car, my notebook clutched in my hand. That was the difference. The thoughts slithered through my mind. I had each of my interview notes, each of their stories. I knew what had led them to being caught. I had tapes and tapes of their mistakes. I could study them, learn from them, repeat the important parts, and work my way through the bad. It would be easy. There was so much corruption in the world. I could live out my Batman dream, my dark fantasy. I would start with this one. I would make things right, and I would make sure I stayed on this side of the fence.
That is good, considering all the time you spent figuring out the prompt. By the way, and can I get some shout outs to the Neds, sexy Neds in chat? Thank you.
Nice! Thank you, Ned! Neds! Woohoo!
Yeah, Nancy Drew's boyfriend was a Ned. That's what I remember. And then Martha is saying Ned Land in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is reliably sexy, which I can't deny or confirm. Yeah.
Neds!
This is not my genre.
Not
You
mine
got
either,
this.
Morgan. You want to go first or
No
me?
one's genre.
Okay, I'm going to make tacos. I will be over there, but I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The chair scraped across the marble floor as Gary sat down. Hi, Tom. Tom.
Ooh,
God.
sorry.
Oh, what happened?
I got it. I had the microphone.
We had a thrilling moment.
Tom pulled out his notebook and turned on the voice memo app on his phone and pressed record. Now, Tom, I am your friend. You can tell me anything. You understand that, right? Gary pushed a clean glass of water over in Tom's direction. He nodded his head toward it, signaling for Tom to drink. Tom hesitated for a moment before taking the glass and taking a drink. Gary leaned across the table. Why do you kill? What do you get out of it? That's it.
That's good. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed.
Good setup. Yep. Okay. So
All right, Margaret, wow us.
didn't really get there, but we've got some interesting details. So what the hell? Marjorie stood outside the secured area of the prison, feeling slightly unbalanced. She'd just interviewed her fourth serial killer on death row. This one had been in Louisiana and pled guilty half a decade ago. He'd given her his reasons, though, and damned if they weren't compelling. He'd gone after corrupt managers, men who'd taken advantage of their positions to harm folks he knew or heard of. It was his start to cleansing the earth. The other killers had had different reasons. People with a certain look to them, people who let their guard down and opportunity struck, and they needed to feel powerful again. She, standing free outside the gate, felt a surge of power sliding down her spine like ice melt.
Margaret,
like
you've
it.
got some murder in you.
I was thinking of your case for the corrupt managers thing. I was like, yes, vengeance.
Vengeance is mine.
So Maggie had an extensive several messages, which I'll read out here. Everyone leaves someone behind, even those who committed the worst crimes, serial killers. Their reasons are sound to them. The flaccid morality of law and society no longer applies to many different kinds of identities. Why are we so staid in our outrage that we are unaccepting of the few, of those like me who choose blood instead of paint and skin instead of canvas? I am an artist. His purring voice held something seductive, just like the last five. Leaving the prison, Sheila had begun to see the value of their convictions. They were not unlike those who incited political movements, which resulted in deaths and riots. Some were victims, some were collateral, a few held all the power. It was very imbalanced, just like the power over life and death was no different than the controls of poverty and society, politics and racism. It was simply a path to a faster death than the other four. Whew! I love it.
Maggie,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah. Oh boy, Anita's got one too. See, pulling out all the stops. This is the right group for this. Anita says, a journalist is supposed to get inside of the head of their subject, right? Especially when you're doing an in-depth interview. But you still kept your objectivity. That's where I'm having trouble. Oh, my editor wanted an ongoing piece, a serial about serial killers, he called it. I jumped at the chance. Then, of course, when I started, I'd never thought I'd sympathize with them. And worse, I never thought I'd agree with them. Yet here I am, standing outside a stranger's house with a knife in my hand.
Oh, Anita, I love it. Uplifting.
I like it.
Love it.
Oh,
That's
Maggie continues. She has more. Cherished by a practice view like the misers who ran the banks or the politicians who clung to their power at any cost. If she continued to publish her thesis, she would be locked up too. She needed to do more research. After all, a good journalist always does all their own research. Something tells me that's going to end up with a knife in her hand too. I like it. Oh my
Y'all are dark.
Okay, well that was Fast and Furious. 4 rounds. Did we have a favorite?
A favorite round? I actually thought the dark fantasy was
Well, that was my favorite.
a lot, but I think that was a lot of fun. I think there were lots of great stories from the audience. Tips
I
was
like the
good.
romance one. Yeah, I like the romance.
Romance was good. I'm definitely gonna say historical. I face planted.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
that was definitely
That
not
was hard.
like Margaret. Hats off to you. You got real talent.
It's just a matter of where you spend your fantasy time. I spend my fantasy time in the past.
No, I think it's like knowing the past, though,
Yeah.
right? Like we struggle with
couldn't
when
pick
stuff
where.
happened.
I was like,
yeah, when did
what's
something
history?
happen? Who's she? History?
I also knew it was coming, so you know. Players.
That's fair.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I've run a race. My stomach is like tight. Okay, so we're gonna dive into the other question that I had for you guys though, which is your creative well. Do you feel more energized? Do you feel like still raring to go now, or do you feel like depleted now that you've like run that race?
I like it. I'm good.
I'm feeling a little depleted.
Oh, but will you feel better after a street taco?
Probably.
Okay.
But I feel
dinner time
now.
I mean, we can smell chorizo right now, so
that is hard to resist. That's true. So the question is like creative goals, creative wells, all that stuff. How is YouTube fitting in with those creative goals for you? Is it depleting? Is it fulfilling?
How much time do you have for this answer?
However long your stomachs last before they cave into the street tacos.
Tiffany says the tacos are done. That's it.
You first.
I think that YouTube helps keep me accountable for the goals that I have, because somebody is watching and waiting to hear updates about what I said I was going to do. So like that helps the incentive for me to get it done instead of pushing it off to the side. And then like also like involving the community in. Because for me this year, I've been like wandering. So I've been doing just random stuff. So like, I guess like involving the community in my decision, like, oh, should I write this pilot or should I work on my book? But
not really for permission. Yeah. Just like talking through it kind of.
Yeah. And then also like feeding into that accountability. So like they know I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
They can check in and it's just like, it's that.
Yeah. So, Tiff, do you want to answer this one before I make a depressing answer? Nope, she's talking to my husband and my mom. Okay. So my answer is going to be this. I would say YouTube destroyed it for me this last year. And if I'm being honest, I think the end of CGL, the way that ended and the blow up of all of that personally, as far as different people dragging me in different videos, both live streams and otherwise, pretty much stabbed me in the back, the front, and everywhere in between. And then I lost a lot of friends who stayed close to some of those people. So I'd say for me, YouTube destroyed me this year. So I needed to take a big step back and kind of figure out who I was, who I wanted to keep close, who I wanted to trust, who I didn't want to trust, and figure out who I am and refine that center before I come back, which I'm now ready to do. And same with Morgan. I think I feed off of the community energy. So lately when I've been on chats with everyone, this group of people, including Margaret, but the people who are really in my orbit have kind of coaxed me back and reminded me what I loved in the first place. And you can kind of get past the ugliness and the stuff that you can't go back and change, but you can start over and you can start anew and hope that people will come along with you on that journey. So that's my answer to that one. How's that for a little surprise tea at the end of your stream?
That's good. That's good. That's not depressing at all. I mean, that's like a success story. It's a resilience story.
There we go.
Tiff, I heard you say a yes to Morgan's, but did you want to go in any more detail?
Wait, what?
Say that again.
Oh, she's talking to my husband and my mom right here next to us, which makes it impossible for us to hear. Great area for them to chat in this big house.
You really needed to find your peeps. Yeah. And Deidre says, I think I use YouTube wrong as it's hard when you don't really have a group.
Yeah. But you found us. We found you.
9-ish minutes? Are you doing a 9 minutes?
Well, I mean, we set that time. We're going to be a little late, Hazelnut, because street tacos. But yes, we just kind of plugged the time because we knew we were going to get a little energy refresh and then hop in there and write later.
Yeah, Martha's.
Hugs, Martha. Thank you.
No,
love you, Martha. Your videos always crack me up.
Yeah. So if I'm going to respond to my own question and say, how is YouTube fitting in with my creative goals? I would say I started the YouTube channel to be like a support for the writing and the book marketing, but it's sort of gotten wildly out of control and become its own source of joy and amusement and pain all on its own. So it's like I've got these 2 creative hobbies that I'm managing now. And you know, you're trying to manage like, okay, so what is my energy going towards and what is my primary goal? Like I have mentioned that I've got a part-time job for the magazine, and they're always thinking about, okay, what is the primary goal? Where are we trying to drive traffic? Because if you divide your resources, like you're not going to have the impact that you want. And so I'm trying to put that into my YouTube thinking. And so that's why this month I was like, okay, all in, let's do shows and watch time and collaborations and new audiences and all this stuff. So this is like my all in effort. And persistence, but like Nano, it has a timer. So hopefully I'll switch over and that creative energy will like flow back into writing and focus, but I can't do both. So basically it's like waxing and waning for me. And
we
you need
that. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
And I think what I'll say for all of this group of people is everybody's worked really hard. Everybody's grown, I think, beyond what we thought we would do. And kind of grow beyond. I love seeing you doing your challenges of I'm gonna, vlog every day of Nano or stream every day of Nano. I love seeing Margaret do this current challenge and kind of push yourself and look at yourself seeing the rewards from it. You know what I mean? Someone else who we talked about last night who really threw themselves in the community and worked really hard and saw the payoff from this. Was Shannon. So, that's another example of someone who's really like dedicated themselves, had a laser focus, and proven that if you honestly put in the time, it really pays off.
Hear you. Which isn't true in publishing. So it's kind of, it's kind of hard in both arenas, but that's part of the trading off is that whenever you think you're getting traction, you're like, oh, well, it's giving me back energy then, because if I'm getting traction, let's keep going with it. So.
Right. But honestly, everyone in the community, including the people that show up in chats for everyone's streams and everything is, so talented. It's a joy to know all of you, follow your stories and be your cheerleaders. I think that's another great benefit of it.
Awesome. A lot of supportive community comments in the chat, which is nice. And then Esther with the shush. So she's wielding the shush. Be careful, Tiffany. All right, so give us a reminder of all your secret words because we're going to close up in a moment. So reminder that there is a secret bookish giveaway, international also. And if you want to enter, you just have to leave a comment when the live stream ends with one of the secret words. It can be multiple comments, multiple words, multiple times. It all helps. So I will give you more entries. So what's your secret word?
Passion.
Mine is whimsy.
Whimsy.
Serendipity.
And you guys remember mine?
Oh, sure. A little bit of boppidus.
Almost there.
You're fine.
Lepidopterist. Oh my goodness.
Lepidopterist.
You guys are amazing. It's like Snuffleupagus, but not.
I would think it's Snuffleupagus.
Do you get it if you just put in butterfly L word?
Butterfly L word, does that count? Nope, have to spell it correctly, Margaret says.
Well darn.
Without looking it up.
Okay, close spellings. Okay, so you guys are awesome. This is definitely like recharging batteries for me. So thank you guys so much. Just like joy.
We love you, Margaret.
For anyone who is watching this on the replay, this is a whole month-long series. We are on day 18, and the fun continues tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, with Pages with Paige, who is in Australia. So it is the next morning for her, and she's being a big old trooper. So tune in tomorrow, Friday night. And thank you so much. Enter a comment, subscribe, be my friend. Thanks, everybody. Happy reading, and take care.